Just record this real quick. I just gotta record this. When it comes to people who are in proximity to privilege, or that they are privileged, in this case, non-black people, it's always like, oh, it's not that bad, or it's just an opinion, or that's just weird behavior, or maybe that's just them being an oddball. But to us as black people, it's racism. Y'all literally are just out of touch. Like, y'all are just tone deaf ass people. I'm not about to sit right here and be like, hey, oh, well, maybe that's just how they act, or maybe that's just a little bit odd, and, people act like that. No, bitch, it's racism. Like, I'm not about to sit up here with somebody who is privileged or in proximity to privilege. In that case, it would be whiteness, but in another case, heteronormativity, or, cis het people and their mannerisms and belief systems. I'm not about to sit up here with another queer person and they're talking about like, oh, yeah, because I think that gay people do too much. That is them showing their proximity to heteronormativity or misogyny. Why would I give a fuck about a woman who is sitting right here being misogynistic, and then y'all want to be like, oh, well, maybe she just likes the traditional ways? No, bitch, that's called misogyny. Like, what? Like, people who are not a part of that, like, said experience always say the shit that is only confirming or affirming about the people who do the shit that we are speaking against, and calling it by what it is. It's abusive, it's fucked up, it's weird, it has a name, and it's racism, or it's homophobia, or it's transphobia, or it's child abuse. But y'all are over here because y'all are having this proximity far from it, or this security far from it. Y'all could just be like, oh, well, people just act weird and then people don't. People act like that sometimes and then people do like this and people do like that. And it's like, no, like, these people are showing you patterns. Y'all get to be so passive aggressive about stuff because y'all are not experiencing that shit. Y'all could talk about shit loosely. Y'all could give people in a lot of these situations a lot of grace, and y'all could be passive aggressive about it, and y'all could just go on and on and on about how we might need to understand differently, and we just need to understand that there's different ways to understand. It's different ways to understand when it comes to y'all sacrificing on behalf of the perpetrator. But it's always the person that don't understand is the person who's being victimized, or the person who is speaking up for themselves and calling it by its rightful name. It's abuse, it's discrimination, it's harm, it's weaponization, it's bullying, it's racism, it's heteronormativity, it's sexism, like, it's ableism. Why y'all keep trying to say, oh, well, maybe that's just their opinion, maybe they're just weird, maybe that's just what they're into? No, bitch, nobody should be around them. Do you see what they're doing? They shouldn't have kids. Like, nobody want to keep dealing with this shit. Like, the way that people go about things is so weird when they're in proximity to said identity or privilege or life experiences, because you literally don't know what the fuck nobody's talking about. Like, if somebody say trauma, these motherfuckers, like, people going back to, like, racism, non-black people just bring up a bad day when somebody that they didn't like at work was being shitty to them, like they got a shitty coworker. No, that's not the same thing as when a black person says, we're going to be talking about trauma, and it's in the workplace, and it's dealing with a black woman who is not only dealing with racism but colorism, right? Because one of her other co-workers that's antagonizing her is a cishet black man, right? So now she's dealing with colorism, racism, fetishism, making fantasies about doing stuff or getting involved with a black woman, right? And that's exoticism, fetishism, all those different things. And then you have sexism and misogyny, playing down on her like she's not intelligent, like she shouldn't be in that field. All these different fucking things. Underpaying her, overlooking her. She the only one with the answers. Like, it's so much shit. And then when she speak up, y'all say that she aggressive. You need to speak nicer. You need to watch your tone. Watch what you say. It's the way that you say things, and it's what you said, and it's when you said it. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Meanwhile, they don't got no type of manners. They over here smacking each other's asses. They over here coming into work with their clothes unbuttoned. All that shit. So it's like not the fucking same. That's why intersectionality matters. Cause niggas that don't get it, they could just speak so proudly and dumb. Like they could just speak so ignorantly. You don't know what niggas is going through. If somebody talk about racism, these niggas would be like, oh, well, maybe that's just what they were feeling. Maybe that's just their opinion. No, dumbass. We gonna call it what it is. It's racism. When non-niggas don't go through stuff, they could just overlook it because in their mind, it's just a small inconvenience. Are you dumb? That's something that has an effect on a black person for a long time. For hell, the rest of their goddamn life. You a nigga all the time. That's why it's like, bro, I'm not about to take nobody's opinion seriously. Because I'm not about to talk. First off, I'm not about to talk to nobody who don't match my identity. Period. Because off rip, you would not even know what I'm talking about on a baseline level. So that would automatically omit somebody's involvement with trying to have a conversation about something on a deeper level. Because you don't know what I'm talking about. Because on base level, you're not even black. And then you take it up a level, you're not queer. You're not darker than a paper bag. You're not a regular nigga. You mixed. Or you benefit from featureism and colorism and texturism. So you in proximity to that whiteness. And hell, probably heteronormativity if you are queer. And I'm not dealing with that. To non-involved people, they could just speak so lightly. That's why it's like niggas ain't talking around you about nothing. Why would I?